Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Bhushan. In this video, we're going to deploy the Spring Boot application to the production server. If you're following my YouTube channel, then you probably know that I have already deployed the Spring Boot application to Heroku and AWS. And in this video, we're going to deploy it to another cloud hosting provider, which is Railway.app. So first of all, thanks to a fellow YouTuber Shiva, one of his LinkedIn posts, he talked about this website. I explored it. I also tried deploying the Spring Boot application previously, and it works exactly what I was expected. And in this video, I will show you how you can deploy your application to this cloud hosting provider. So let's get started. So first of all, you need to create an account inside this Railway.app. Once you create the account, you will, under the starter plan, you will get $5 bucks. Also, you will get 500 hours execution time. This is enough for your hobby project. And once you created this, all you need to do is you need to create a new project. Before that, let's quickly create a Spring project. So let's go to the STS and let's create a new project. I'm gonna click next. I will just add the web dependency and click finish. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a Spring Boot project and we are going to push it to the GitHub repository. From the GitHub, we are going to deploy it to Railway.app. So let's expand this. Under the main package, let's create a new class. I'm going to call this home controller. Let's quickly add the controllers, the REST controller annotation, public string, get status. This will be a get request, get mapping. So I'm gonna add an array of URLs or URIs /home /status. Inside this, we are going to return a static text, that is application is up and running. Save this. So now let's go to the main class. Just right click, run as Spring Boot application, and let's go to the browser and go to localhost 8080. Hit enter. You will see the message application is up and running. So now let's push this to the GitHub repository. From the GitHub, we will deploy it to Railway.app. So let's go to the let's go to the STS, stop the Tomcat server. And what I'll do is I'll just go to the terminal and let's go inside root of the project, cd/demo and git init. I'm going to initialize the git add dot. It is going to add all the files to the staging area, and git commit. Let's add the commit message. This is an initial commit. Let's quickly create a repository under the GitHub. Let's go to our GitHub, click new. I'm gonna call this Spring Boot demo, which is available. Make this as a public. Click create repository. Once you created the repository, you can copy this remote URL. So let's copy this remote URL and go back to our terminal, paste it, hit enter, git push origin master. So it will push all the files to the GitHub repository. We can just refresh this and we can see the source code which is present inside our repository. Now let's go back to our Railway.app, click on this start new project. I'm gonna click on this empty project. You can also choose from the GitHub repository. I'm gonna just click on this empty project and you can see a project has been created. So under the project, you can create a multiple services. You can see add a service. So anywhere in this, you can just click on this and click on this empty service. Just click on this empty service. It will create a new empty service. And you can see this is the name of your service, second minus TOE. It will randomly take the names. So click on this and you can see there are no deployments, and also there are no variables, there are no metrics. Let's go to the settings, and under this environment you will see the domains. So here just click on this generate domain. So we're going to generate the domain, the random domain. Under this domain we are going to deploy our Spring Boot application. So if you scroll down, you will see this service section. Under this service name you will see the service name, and under this service source you will see the option connected to GitHub repository. Just click on this and you can find your repository. I'm gonna search for Spring Boot demo, which we have pushed into our GitHub repository. Click on this and it will start deploying it, and you will see this initializing and it will start building. For the first time it will take a couple of minutes to deploy your application, so just wait for some time. I'm gonna close this and you can just click on this, and now inside the deployments you will see the option building. You can click on this to see the view logs as well. Just wait for a couple of minutes. You can see it has been deployed, and you can go to this view logs to see the logs. Click on this, and inside this build logs you will see the logs for the build logs, and you will see the publishing the image successfully built, and you can see the build success, all the logs you can see here. And you can go to this deploy logs. You will see the Tomcat has started. You will see the logs in just a couple of seconds. Just wait for it. Right now if you click on this you will see the application is up and running, you can see. And also if you go to this, here you will see the logs. So just wait for a couple of minutes and you will see the logs. You can see the Spring Boot has been started and it is running on the port 5932. And if you go to this URL, okay, you will see this application is up and running. So this is how you can deploy the Spring Boot application to the production server. And in case if you want to add any of the variables like the environment variables, you can go to this environment variable section and you can click on this new variable, and you can just click on this raw editor and you can add your environment variables, let's say server.port, or if you have any databases configurations you can add it here. Alright, so in this video we discussed how to deploy the Spring Boot application to the production server. In the next video we are going to see how we can connect this Spring Boot application to the MySQL database. I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Bhushan. In the previous video we have deployed the Spring Boot application to the production server, which is Railway.app, and in this video we are going to deploy the another Spring Boot application that connects to the MySQL database. So let's get started. In case if you missed that video, the link will be given in the description section of this video. Let's go to the STS. I have already created a Spring Boot application that connects to the MySQL database. If you open the application or properties file, I have connected to the local database system DemoDB, and our application is running on the port 8080. And if you go to the browser and navigate to localhost 8080/employees, you will see the two records, Bhushan and Bharat. Now we are going to deploy this application to the Railway.app, and I have logged into my Railway.app. Inside the dashboard, create a project, and inside this I'm going to create a add service and click on this database. I'm going to choose MySQL. In case if you are using PostgreSQL database, you can choose this as well. The configuration is pretty straightforward. Click on this add MySQL, and this will start spinning up the MySQL database. Just wait for a couple of seconds. And you will see all aboard, and click on this and you will see the environment variables, and you can go to this connect. You will see the connection URL, and if you go to the variables, you will see all the variables. It contains the host name, password, port, username, and all other things. Okay, so we're going to copy these values and we're going to add it to our Spring Boot application. So first let's copy the host and go to our STS IDE, and instead of the local host we're going to add the host name. And similarly let's copy the port. Let's copy the port and change the port number as well, and we are going to see the MySQL database, the database name which is Railway. So let's copy this and paste it, and also we are going to copy the username. Let's copy the username. I think it will be root. Yes, it's root. And password, let's copy the password and paste it and save this. And now let me stop this. First of all, let's stop this server, and once you have configured this, we can run this locally so to test it. So what I'll do is, let's go to the demo application and right click, choose run as, choose Spring Boot application, and it has been started. If you go to the MySQL workbench, first of all we have to configure the data source. We have to connect to the database inside our MySQL workbench. So I'm going to connect to the, so let's call this Railway host provider, and we need the host name. Let's go to our STS and copy the host name. Copy the host name. You can also copy the port number. Let's copy the port number. The username, which is same password, let's copy this, add it into keychain, paste it, click OK. Before saving this, you can test the connection. You will see the success prompt. Click OK and click OK. So now if you go inside this, you can manage your database inside this MySQL workbench. Just wait for a couple of seconds, it will open, since it is a remote database and it will take time. So if you expand this, and you will see we have the tables tbl_employees. Right now there are no records, we can insert manually. So let's go to our localhost and local database and copy the query and paste it and execute this. You will see the query has been executed. Now if you see, we have 2 records inside our production database as well. So this is enough for testing purpose. Now let's go to our STS. What I have done is I have already pushed this code to the GitHub repository. If you go to the GitHub, we have this already, but the recent changes what we have made, that is not yet present. We just need to push those changes to the GitHub repository. Let's open the terminal. Let's push the latest changes. I'm gonna clear this. Git status, you will see the latest changes. Git add dot git commit -m configure data source, and hit enter. Git push origin master. This is going to push all the latest changes to the GitHub repository. Let's go to the GitHub repository and refresh this. You will see the latest commit, that is configure data source. Now all we need to do is we need to push this to the Railway.app cloud hosting provider. So go to the Railway.app, and here we are going to create a new service. Right click, choose empty service, and it will create the empty service, and open that service. Go to settings and click on this generate domain. It will generate the domain for us. This is the domain. And now let's go to the settings. Okay, we are inside the settings, and here under the service source, click on this connect repository, and we're going to choose database, demo database. Click on this. So this will start building the application, and like I said before, for the first time this will take a couple of minutes. So let's close this, and you can click on this, and you can wait for a couple of minutes to complete this build. I'm gonna pause this and I will come back once this deployment is done. You can see the deployment is done. You can click on this view logs to see the build logs as well as the deployment logs. So if you go to the build logs, you will see all the logs successfully built, and you can see this build success. And now if you go to the deploy logs, you will see the logs in just a minute. Just wait for a couple of seconds, you will see the deployment logs as well. You can also go to this URL and see. Let's go to this URL and go to this /employees, enter. You will see the two records, Bhushan and Bharat. And if you go to this Railway.app, you will see the deployment logs. Still we are not able to see. We are going to see it. You can just refresh this as well. We should see the deployment logs, but for some reasons we are not able to see the deployment logs. But if you look at the URL, we are able to see the logs. We are able to see the records, Bhushan and Bharat. So this is how we can connect the MySQL database to the application which we have created inside the Railway.app. Similarly, how we have created the MySQL database, you can also create the Redis database, the PostgreSQL database and MongoDB database. The process is pretty same for all the databases. Alright, that's all about this video. Thank you so much for watching. In the next video, we will see how we can configure a custom URL, how we can add a custom domain to this URL. Instead of using this URL, we can see how we can add a custom domain from GoDaddy. That is coming up in the next video. I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Bhushan. In the previous video, we have deployed the Spring Boot application to the production server. We have deployed it to Railway.app, and in this video, we are going to add a custom domain to our Railway.app. So right now, if you look at this, the URL is automatically generated by Railway.app, and this is the live URL. If you click on this, you will see that your application is live. Now, somehow we need to change this to our custom domain. So you can buy a custom domain and you can map it to this URL. In this video, I will show you how you can map it to this URL. So I have already purchased the domain in GoDaddy, and we're going to use the GoDaddy domain to map to this URL. So first of all, let's go to our Railway.app and go to the settings, and inside this domain section, click on this custom domain, and you need to add your custom domain. So my custom domain name is advaitainfotech.in, advaitainfotech.in. So this is the domain name. So once you have added this, you click on this add domain and you will see this prompt. We need to add two records, the A record and the CNAME record. So inside our GoDaddy, inside our manage DNS, we need to add these two records. So let's go to our GoDaddy, and I have few domains. So under your domain name, click on this DNS. First you need to log into your GoDaddy, and you will see the domains, the list of domains you have purchased under the domain advaitainfotech.in, or whatever the domain name you are trying to map it. Click on the DNS, and first of all, I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it here in case if I have missed it. Okay, fine. Anyhow, I don't misspell anything. advaitainfotech.in. Good. Let's go to our DNS management, and here we need to add two records, the A record and the CNAME record. First, let's the A record, which is nothing but we need to add the IP address of this website or this URL. So what I'll do is, let's go to the inspect and click on this network tab and just reload this web page. You will see this 200 get. Click on this, and under this remote URL you will see the IP address. So just scroll down somewhere, you will see the IP address of this. So let's request headers. Yes, this is the address. You just need to copy this address. So let's copy this address and go to your DNS management of your GoDaddy and click on this add and select the A record and type @ and here you need to provide the IP address. Just paste it, and you don't need the port number, just get rid of this, only the IP address is enough. And TTL, I'm gonna choose it 1 hour and click on this add record. After this, we need to add the CNAME record, so let's add that as well. So it will update the record. Once it updated, just click on this add again and choose CNAME, and here we are going to type www, and the value we're going to provide the URL, the actual URL which is created by Railway.app, and paste it. You don't need this HTTPS and all, just get rid of this. This also you don't need. And TTL, I'm gonna set this to 1 hour, and click on this add record. And now if you go to your Railway.app, you will see this green check, that is Advaita Infotech full stream ahead. So now the Railway.app, the automatic generated URL has been mapped to your custom domain. So you can visit this URL. Sometimes you will automatically see this domain has been mapped to your application. If you are not able to see, just wait for some time and it will automatically map it. So after some time you are able to see your application is mapped to the actual URL. So this is how you can map your GoDaddy custom domain name to this Railway.app. It is super easy, and I hope you have learned something out of this video. In case if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button, and I will see you in the next video.